Hi, so I'm KB with Nerdophiles. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So my first question really is, where does Pam's strength come from? As her family and their closest friend is really going through these unforeseen and challenging times. And how does she continue to kind of be the pillar for her family when it seems like everything around her is so uncertain?
I mean, I don't do, I've said before, like a whole lot of backstory on characters, when I start a film, but I do some like kind of preliminary, where does she come from? Who were her parents? What did she do? And for me, it was important, like, to establish what she did before she met this giant, right? Who was Pam before she was Pam King? And I don't think this was a woman who aspired to be a homemaker. Not that that's not the hardest job in the world, but I think, this story I created was she was had parents who were maybe, in the business, a mother who was maybe more involved in the artistic aspect of it, and then went to school for journalism and marketing, and maybe she wanted to be a publicist, and then they met at this party of Quincy Jones's, and she still had these aspirations, but life took her another way. So this was not a woman who didn't have plans and goals, but I think she made herself. Um, I mean, useful isn't the word. I think she's the woman that kept everything together, both outside in David's professional world, and under the king's roof. So I think you can't be the partner to a man like David King and not be able to wear many hats. Biggest one as advisor and confidant.
And maybe, yeah, and maybe that strength that she has, she has this love, she has this strength, she's the glue almost essentially for her entire family. Maybe that does come from her parents in that backstory you've created. Maybe she learned some of that from seeing their relationship and seeing her mother move in a similar fashion.
Yeah, I think we take so much. We are so much of the foundation that was provided to us, in childhood. So I like to think that the people who raised Pam raised a strong woman who is ready to be the backbone of this family.
Yes, absolutely. And so this is your fourth, I believe, collaboration with Spike Lee. So what's something unexpected that came through this project, and maybe manifested in your friendship and in your working relationship?
I think each time, and maybe this is me being like very generous with myself, but each time I work with Spike, the role is maybe a little bit bigger and a little bit more challenging, a little bit more involved, and I feel like uh, maybe every time I work with Spike, he realizes that, like, as he grows as a filmmaker, I too have continued to grow as an artist. And I feel like every time the role gets bigger, it's him giving me, a little bit more of a chance to, like, to show him what I can do. And it's a really rewarding feeling. If I'd started my career with him in like a leading role, that would have been swell, right? But I feel like at every juncture, there's a little bit more of a need to collaborate and like dive into the work, and he keeps on giving me the chance to, like, flex my acting muscles, which is really, like, it's gradual, but it's great.
Well, I love that. And it's lovely to see, and I can't wait for you guys' next collaboration. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for taking the time to chat with Nerdophiles. Really appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks, you as well.